Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from Tinaheals.com, and this is my special astrological update for the upcoming eclipse in Cancer. Okay, and this is the last eclipse in Cancer, of course, and we just had one recently. That was the very beginning at 0 degrees of Cancer, and now we have an eclipse at 28 degrees, and everything is culminating. There's been a lot of activity on this Cancer Capricorn polarity, and wherever that has fallen for us, we've seen a lot of change and flux, and us really having to assert ourselves, because Cancer is the sign of assertive emotions. Okay, it's a cardinal sign, it's water sign, and it's ruled by the moon. So when you have a lunation in Cancer, you immediately understand that the moon is in rulership. But, and of course, with the new moon, the sun and the moon are together and they birth a new cycle. The yin and yang come together for the sacred alchemical marriage or maithuna, and they bring forth new creation, new seeds of creation. So we now have this on the 20th of July, and that's the numerology is very interesting because it's July 20th, 2020. And this video is being done on 7th of July 2020. So we're going to have 20th of 7 2020, and today is 7/7/2020. Anyway, very very interesting. 28 degrees culmination, one zodiacal, one sign of the zodiac, a culmination of Cancer. Okay, the nodes are already moving in, they've already moved in to the mutable signs of Gemini and Sagittarius. So before I begin, I want to sing a sweet hymn to Ganpati, because Ganpati is the medulla oblongata, and from there awakens the Kundalini. I've written about this. You can go into my blog and find who is Ganesha. Also, with regards to my blog, many of you must have noticed I have not updated my blog with the last Capricorn eclipse, and that is because I've had some personal problems, some problems with pain in my right hand. I've got a carpal tunnel syndrome and varicose veins and whatnot, okay, and TLTF repair, and there's just been a lot of reports that I've had to deal with, a lot of writing, so I could not really write an update for this eclipse that just happened. But I think the astrological video that I put out was pretty detailed, and again the tarot reading could not happen because I tried recording it, and believe me, I just could not put it out. Okay, it just, the video would not record, and I tried multiple times. So I was not meant to give you the tarot reading for the Capricorn eclipse, but I am going to make sure that I do this one, which is why I'm doing it so early. Before I hop on to the astrology, I want to talk about the Sabian symbol, because I offer special Sabian symbol reports. I mean, in my detailed report, I of course break down the Sabian symbols of your rising, your sun, and the moon. And I also do special Sabian symbol reports with your personal planets and how your karma will play out. It's a deep, intuitive, meditative process. So I want to share with you the work with Sabian symbols. So why not explore the Sabian symbol before we head on to the astrology? So the Sabian symbol is a modern Pocahontas at the very 28 degrees. We are going to take the 28 degrees because there's 28 degrees and 26. So we are going to take 28 degree Sabian symbol. A modern Pocahontas. So Pocahontas basically exemplifies the spirit to explore new territories, of course, and to bring two divergent groups together to maybe mediate between two groups, okay? And Pocahontas is here to take us to new experiences with regards to the human condition, okay, with valor. And Pocahontas also will set up a dialogue between two forces. Like I said, this is a very much an intermediary energy. Okay, and this dialogue between the two opposing forces will help establish adaptability and flexibility and understanding between these two divergent groups. Okay, now what we need to realize is this eclipse, this new moon is going to bring rich emotions, and this is going to, because of course this is the Piscean Decan, get to that later, but familial feelings will be emphasized. Family, it's Cancer. Okay, it is the fourth house of the natural zodiacal wheel, the foundation that holds us together. And that 2020 and the 20th adds, comes to this very synchronistic 4,000, the eclipse on the 20th in 2020. So this crazy family foundation, coupling and all of that energy is available. Okay, with this new moon with the sabian symbol, I think there can be fascination for a person or an idea, or just a concept, or just a possibility. There could be crazy fascination right now, can be borderline obsession. Okay, but what we don't understand is, because this is cardinal, our mood may, and Cancer, so our moods may fluctuate and shift, but what we need to do is augur to this possibility as something that could play out in the long term, something that is here for the long term, not just for the short term. Okay, this fascination, it could point towards something that our soul has been craving for many lifetimes. So 28 degrees 26 minutes, and essentially this is a very melancholic new moon in eclipse, because moon rules the eclipse, right? And the main tight orbed aspect is with Saturn, who is in direct opposition to the sun and the moon and the fixed star in question. Okay, so Saturn has just retrograded back into cardinal Earth Capricorn, and he was in Aquarius, and he was showing us how things were going to be done when Saturn finally moves into Aquarius in December 2020. It's going to be a new era, believe me. I've been studying the Great Conjunction by many Arabic astrologers, and it is absolutely crazy. So the moon is afflicted, you must understand that, because this is moon opposite Saturn. So immediately you sort of understand the seriousness, the gravitas that the situation holds. The moment is holds gravitas. Okay, now the exaltation ruler of Cancer is Jupiter, who also happens to be retrograde in detriment in Capricorn, and is about to again meet Pluto one more time. And anyways, this month we are feeling this second conjunction they had on the 30th of June. We are still feeling that, all of us. Saturn Pluto. Okay, now this Saturn retrograde in Capricorn is again back for a review, back for us to understand what seeds we've sown and to give us a blessing. When Saturn leaves Capricorn, ultimately we will all be blessed for all the hard work that we've put into whatever it is that we've channeled our time and our energy into. We will be rewarded. Okay, now this is the Piscean Decan of Cancer, the Pisces triplicity. I'll make a video on the triplicities, and it's of course ruled by Jupiter, moon rulership and Jupiter. And if you take modern rulerships into consideration, Neptune, who also happens to be retrograde in rulership in Pisces. Okay, so a lot of interesting energies with the Piscean Decan, because this brings about that dreamy, that fantastical component that I was just talking to you about, the rich emotions that come from having this moon, this eclipse being in the Decan of Pisces, So but there will be an increase in the phlegmatic humor, because phlegm, mucus phlegm, because of the cold and the moistness of the Cancer ingress. I already spoke to you about that in the last video. Okay, there will be an increase in phlegmatic humors, so be careful of that. Now the moon is feeding off this Piscean, Neptunian, Jupiterian energy, and this is sort of like an iridescent dream memory that this water is activating. But water is also, of course, why phlegmatic humor is exacerbated. So feelings, with all capital letters, feelings are emphasized. Okay, yes, romantic, like I said, there could be an obsession, but feelings for things, for the earth, for people around us, and all of that, for our family. Familial ties will be strong and powerful. Now I told you Cancer is a sign of assertive emotion, so we can get crabby, and crab eat crab. Yes, it's a very valid idiom, crab eat crab. Now the card for this decan is the Four of Cups. I had it in my hand right now, but like I just started talking with you and I mixed it. So sometimes we get the card immediately, but the Four of Cups, right? I made a video on why the Four of Cups speak about a lack of gratitude. It's like the universe is offering you this cup and you're like, dude, just let me chill, wait up. But no, the universe wants you to not be melancholic, to not cry over spilt milk, and to appreciate the blessings that you have in front of you. Okay, like I said, when you start looking for a card and you had it in your hand and you put it back by mistake and start shuffling, it seems like it's gone into a black hole and it may never come out. Believe me, it's happened to me before on multiple occasions. So yeah, and there we find it. Almost lost it again. Four of Cups is the tarot card that is associated with this decan ruled by Jupiter, Piscean triplicity. Okay, so interestingly, Mars rules the water triplicity. So we have Mars is also fallen in Cancer, don't forget that. So it's a complicated relationship Mars will have with Luna and the Sun right now, because they are in a sign that he does not like. So he has also just gone into Aries, and he started squaring Mercury as we speak. So Mercury is in Cancer, activating this Cancerian energy, and and Mercury is retrograde, had his inferior conjunction, and is about to go direct. Okay, so that's a good thing. Remember, if you have lack of gratitude, shift the energy. Gratitude raises your vibration and connects you to something divine. Okay, something supernatural. Now this is the 10th manzil of the moon. It's called JABHA, JABHA, the JABHA. Okay, forehead of the great celestial lion. Okay, indicator star is Regulus, the heart of the lion that is now moved into 0 degrees of Virgo, and it used to be in Leo. So the 10th manzil's indicator star was Regulus, and this manzil is from the 25th degrees of Cancer to the 8th degree of Leo, 8 degrees of Leo. Okay, this manzil is great for marriage, great for partnerships, but not good for travel. Okay, not good for lending someone money or taking a loan from someone. This eclipse is not a good idea according to the 10th manzil of the moon. Okay, the talismanic image is head of a lion. So if you're going to work with a talisman, this talismanic energy and this image, once worked on and activated, will cure illnesses, ease childbirth, And it's great for love spell, by the way. This Manzil of the moon is great for love spell, because work done here can enhance love between two people. Okay, you can even do a love spell that will bring people together. A lot of things need to be taken into consideration, but this is the energy of this Manzil, okay, the 10th Manzil of the moon. It can also do destruction of enemies. Like I said, Cancer is assertive emotion. So you're asserting your emotions, you're giving them importance, and that's very, very important and crucial, this lunation, if you ask me, being assertive about your emotions. Completing and strengthening buildings. There's a huge building, building work with this Manzil that can take place. Building of a house, redecorating, strengthening the house, very powerful for that. If you are doing astrological magic and you want to use suffumication, or suffumication, or just want to use smoke as a medium to communicate with spirit, then use amber for suffumication. Okay, and basically, if you're getting an astrological love spell done, the talisman needs to be washed, and the water, the liquid in which it is washed, needs to be consumed by the couple, or by the person who intends that spell at least. Okay, now the Picatrix says this. So as you know, I've been doing a lot of work with the Picatrix and studying it in detail multiple times. Now this is there can be depression with this Manzil, because like I said, destruction of enemies and whatnot, right? And the Saturn moon opposition, it can be pretty depressive, if you ask me. It's anyway melancholic. The humor is melancholic, so you never know. Now, getting on to the fixed star astrology, the sun and the moon are conjunct the fixed star Procyon. Okay, Procyon. Now, Procyon is of the nature of Mercury and Mars. So a lot of loquaciousness, a lot of verbal diarrhea when you don't need to, a lot of expression, maybe even assertiveness while communicating. Now, the signification of the sun conjunct Procyon is great help from friends. So, if you have your sun conjunct Procyon, you'll have great help from friends. You'll have a valiant demeanor, so you'll be very, brave, not a coward. And you may have military preferment. So you may seek to work in the military, but it's not going to be easy, because there'll be a lot of expenditures, a lot of problems, and then you will rise to the top. Okay, and the moon conjunct Procyon brings interest in occult matters. Okay, very restless, very, very restless. And this Pisces Decan tells me that there could be restless leg syndrome as well, sleep disorders, quarrels with friends, family, and others. Procyon conjunct the moon, right? Now, straight out, let us understand a bit about the new moon opposite Saturn, which is the main aspect that I will be discussing when I break down your tarot for you. So hardships, restriction, problems, constrictions, all of this. Problems with the father, problems with the mother. Saturn is a malefic, and oppositions are not easy. They are difficult. They're opposite. They're waiting for a standoff. The sun and Luna are holding hands, and they have Procyon, who's of the nature of Mercury and Mars, and they have Mercury somewhere there squaring the Mars. And then they have, and now in the star, you have Saturn bang opposite. And Saturn standing pretty close to Pluto, and standing pretty close to Jupiter retrograde in detriment. So, Jupiter retrograde in detriment can be tough. Okay, it can be tough. And I think it's Jupiter in Capricorn that's brought about all this financial issues, if you ask me, right? Now, Saturn in Capricorn is dry and cold. Like I said, Saturn is very dry and very cold. The moon is moderately moist and moderately cold, and the moon is the common people. Okay, if anytime you want to know about the people, us people, then you need to, in mundane, horary, electional, you need to look at the moon. The moon signifies the commoners. Okay, so moon in Cancer is wet and moist, right? And again, I said the increase in phlegmatic humors, phlegm. Okay, Saturn is time, structure, control. Moon is emotions. So, emotional control. Maybe someone's trying to play on us and we explode, or something like that, okay? Suppressed emotional needs will surface for sure, okay? And they need to be addressed. Problems with the father, like I said. But on the very positive side of this transit, I see awakening of the ambition. Okay, awakening of the ambition and a deep need for solitude that will prevail with this energy of sun and moon opposite Saturn. Okay, it's going to be a restrictive energy. And now I think about the Sabian symbol, a modern Pocahontas, and I said this is like an intermediary. So there's some energy at play that is, bringing a sort of an understanding and helping the sun, moon, and Saturn see common ground. I think that is so important. Now, first 20 minutes, we said the astrology. Let's move on to Aries. Aries, this is affecting your 4th and 10th house. 4th house of family foundations, 10th house of career, social recognition. So, expect some sort of, and this is an opposition. So expect the necessity to balance work and home, I would say. Okay, the tarot wants you to know major arcana. So whatever's going on, you really don't have a lot of control, because it's very karmic, whatever's happening. So listen to your intuition, walk into the initiation chamber as the High Priestess is beckoning to you to look at the polarities. This is